Well, good evening, guys. It's Martin from Martin's Holiday Village here, and welcome to another edition of Coming to Your Sofa. I've got a new mic. I don't know whether I like it in the picture shot. Let me know if it looks okay or not. I feel like it should be on Radio 1 or something. So I am delighted to welcome back a wonderful friend of mine and an ex-work colleague as well, who we've had many a good old laugh and a scream at work. So this is Manchester and Martin's Holiday Village calling Wendi at Scenic down in the lovely Midlands. Are you there, Wendi? Are you, Wendi? Sorry, I had you on mute then.
Probably the best way, to be honest. I personally love your Radio 1 look.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to have not have something in the way. Well, hopefully the sound's better for people. So yeah, good evening to everyone that's just joining us, guys. As you know, first thing, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. If you're watching, make sure and click the alarm bell at the top so you don't miss any of our wonderful shows, which are very, very exciting for April because we have got lots of destination focus coming up. And I think, Wendi, you're booked in, aren't you?
You're letting me back. I'm honoured.
I know. Well, you know, we love you. We love you to bits and love you coming on because you just bring some fun and passion about Scenic, and I know they do river cruises, but tonight we're going to talk about something very special, aren't we?
We are. I'm quite very excited to talk about Scenic Eclipse and all about the ship and some of the destinations where she sails to.
Oh, well, I remember when I worked at Scenic, when I was the reservations team leader there. I remember the keel laying and doing all the training for everybody on the ship.
It must be really bring it to life for you then. I suppose we love you to pieces and you've a place in our heart and team, but I suppose seeing Scenic Eclipse come to life, I think it makes it even more special for you, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. And it is something special because it's just, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that doesn't know. Well, I won't steal your thunder. But yeah, it is amazing. It's just it's a beautiful ship. It really is.
I normally steal everybody's thunder, so it's fine.
Right. Well, Wendi, I'm going to hand over to you so you can tell everybody about it, and then we'll come back and we'll have a good old gossip. And any questions you've got, guys, please do post them below, and we'll answer them for you. And that's anything. If you've watched some of the Scenic presentations before, then you've got a question about river cruise, I'm sure Wendi will answer.
I'd be delighted.
So, well, guys, Wendi is now going to present her presentation.
I'm hoping you're just going to talk amongst yourselves while I get it ready.
I think it's looking good from what I can see this end. So, Wendi, over to you, and I will be back with you shortly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Martin, and a very good evening to everybody on your sofas, in your homes. Thank you for letting me back in again. I really appreciate it. So today I'm going to be talking all about the wonderful 6-star, ultra-luxury, truly all-inclusive yacht. Now, as you can see from this picture here, she is incredible. So I'm going to take you through the presentation. Just before I start telling, it's clicked off that there, look. Just before I start telling you about the Scenic Eclipse, just to tell you a little bit about Scenic. So Scenic has been going for almost 35 this year. Lots and lots of experience when it comes to land tours, river tours, and now we're in the world of ocean. We truly believe the world is an amazing place and we want to be able to take you there in all-inclusive luxury. So here she is, the Scenic Eclipse. She joined us in August 2019. Now, I was incredibly lucky. I got to go and see her before she went on her maiden sailing in Rotterdam. Came over the bridge and all I saw was this magnificent yacht-shaped ship. It was incredible. It was gleaming and shining and beautiful, sleek lines. It was a real wow factor. So the Scenic Eclipse, she has got 228 guests, 200 guests when she's in the polar regions. And I'll explain about why in a moment when we get to looking at some of the Antarctica itineraries. She's got 114 suites. So all of the suites are balcony, 10 dining experiences. There's a selection of lounges and bars. One of the largest spas at sea of a ship that size, 550 square meters. And then expedition, we have zodiacs and kayaks, 2 incredible helicopters and a submarine. Yes, a submarine. Now, what makes Scenic Eclipse so incredibly special is the polar class. So she's specifically designed to be able to sail in the polar region. So she's got a lengthened and strengthened hull. It's one of the highest class of hulls that you can get for a passenger vessel like the Scenic Eclipse. She's got lots of other fancy like Sable, sorry, I got tripping up on my words there. And I wanted to tell you it all at once. She's got double length size stabilizers, actually the same size as Oasis of the Sea. So she's incredibly built to navigate some of those waters. And she's got some other fancy things as well, which I will tell you about as we go through the presentation. So let me take you and introduce you to Scenic Eclipse. So as I mentioned, she's truly all-inclusive. That means everything from your travel arrangements from the UK, your flights, there's always a hotel stay the night before you join the Scenic Eclipse, all of the luxury suites, butler service for every grade, all of the dining experiences, fully inclusive beverages, from your teas and your coffees to the incredible whiskies, wine selections, all of the indulgent spaces. When I say space, I mean space. The space and the square footage ratio is incredible. Scenic Discovery, so all of the discovery options, all included. The only thing you'll actually pay for is a submarine or a helicopter excursion. Scenic Enrich, those special moments and events in those incredible places, and the Scenic Free Choice, giving you the choice to choose what kind of excursion you would like to do. She has 3 different modes of journey, so you can have a cruise, expedition, or a discovery or expedition. Now, come and have a little look on the ship itself. So we've actually enhanced it while she's been resting. She's actually in Croatia at the moment, in Rijeka, and we've really listened to guest feedback, and we have built a space on board deck 10, the Panorama Bar. So this is right at the top of the ship, and you can there's a couple of things you can imagine here when you're in the polar region, seeing all those incredible sights, but also if you're in the Caribbean or in the Mediterranean, it's going to be a really nice place to sit and relax. And then we've also built some cabanas as well. So cabanas along the side of deck 10, just to give you that extra space for that relaxation. You can watch that world go by. And pools and spas. So we've got pools that are part of the Senses Spa, and we've got some, which is the Vitality pool. We've got pools that are on deck 10 as well, which are more for sort of like just to dip in and relax. Talking of Senses Spa, here it is, 550 square foot of spa. It's an S-bar. When I walked on board, you could smell how incredible the spa is. We do treatments that are additional cost, but then all of the saunas and all of the different, there's so many different kind of relaxation spaces, indulgent spaces in the spa itself. And we've got male and female saunas as well. There's an infrared sauna, lots of more information available there, because I used to work in a spa. I would talk about the spa all day long, gals. If you would like to relax, you can relax your mind, your body and your soul in the yoga studio, yoga and Pilates studio. Again, all included. The gym. So this is a great way for you to be able to stay in shape while you're away. And if you're going to be eating some of the incredible food, you might want to keep your steps up a little bit. Now, the observation lounge, so we're right at the front of the ship now. So this lounge actually is right overlooking the bow. It's incredible for relaxing. There's a library in there, or you can just sit and watch and observe. They've got some Swarovski crystal there as well that you can sit and use for a little bit of wildlife watching. What a beautiful place. And actually there's a door just to the side and it takes you out on to the observation terrace. So this is an actual photo that was taken. So this is on the observation terrace, right to that forward part of the ship. Just imagine yourself, can't you, having a nice glass of champagne during the sail away. Incredible. And then the theatre, it's always a really special place where it's actually got there's three screens. It's almost like a 360-degree view. So there's 3 screens and the seats go back. They're really comfortable. It's sort of like a real multi-use and multifunctional space where there'll be lectures, a movie, a little bit of entertainment as well. It's even got a little dance floor. And then we go to the all-inclusive dining and beverages. So I'm going to show you and tell you some of those 10 dining experiences and show you the lounge as well. Here's the Scenic Lounge. The Scenic Lounge is always the heartbeat of the ship. Now, you may notice this incredible quartz crystal backlit whiskey wall. There's over 100 different types of whiskies that are included. The teas and coffee machines are always really popular as well. And there's some large tea and coffee machines there in the lounge. And this will be where you'll be able to have some light evening entertainment as well. Now, as I walked into this lounge, the first thing I noticed was how amazing the carpet felt. It was real silk carpet, felt incredible. So let's have a look at some of the dining experiences. So this is the Azure Bar and Cafe. This is where you can sort of have all day grazing. The Yacht Club. Now the Yacht Club is, again, it's a lounge area and restaurant where you'll be able to have there's actually like a suite and a dessert station here. This is where you'll be able to have different meals at, but you can also sit and relax as well. There's also some eating spaces that are outside at the back of the Yacht Club as well. Now, elements. This is what we would call our main dining. Scenic Eclipse, it's different to any ocean-going ship. As in, you don't have to book your seating. It's all open seating, and you'll be able to sort of like just choose what dining you'd like to go to on the day. But this is where we'll serve, this is an Italian steak kind of restaurant. There's an amazing cheese room in here as well. Lumiere is our French restaurant. You'll see, talk about innovation quite a lot, and especially with Scenic Eclipse, we really talk about innovation when it comes down to the design of the ship, but also the experiences on board as well. So there's open galleys. You'll be able to see everything that happens here. Also, look, champagne bar. Coco's. So the Coco's restaurant here. Now, right at the back there, when I actually went on board, the British artist that designed these incredible artwork was on board, putting it all together. Really, really amazing open space this is. Now, we have some different themes in here. So we have sushi at Coco's. There's also a sake bar as well. Night market at Coco's. So this is a private dining that you can book. Traditional teppanyaki. And now the chef's table. This is by invitation to the chef's table. Real degustation here. The Scenic Epicure. This is where incredible chefs will be doing masterclasses. Now, the head corporate chef has actually said there's over 2,500 different menus on board Scenic Eclipse in total. So you'd have to spend over a month on board in one go to be able to try all of the different menus. I'd give it a good go. So we've had a little look at the dining venues and the lounges. Let's have a look at the suites. Now, as I said earlier, all of the suites have got verandas. So the suites are on decks 5, 6, 7 and 8. the veranda suites and the deluxe veranda suites, really large and spacious, with a separate sleep area and a separate lounge area as well. Really modern. You know, everything that you would expect from a 6-star luxury hotel when it comes down to like the cotton Egyptian sheets. You will have a mini bar in there. There's an Illy a coffee machine in there as well. Dyson hairdryer that was sort of like designed for Scenic Eclipse. So lots of real mod cons in there. Beautiful large bathrooms. And then the next grade of accommodation, we have the spa suite. So a very similar size and kind of layout of the lounge area, but then you've got this incredible double-sized jacuzzi bath that is in the bathroom, and you've got a special shower as well. You also get a complimentary spa treatment just to enhance that whole experience. These are located on decks 8 and 9. And we start to come up towards the pinnacle of the suites, Grand Panorama Suite. 105 square meters. Now, the Panorama Suites and the Grand Panorama Suites are right at the forward part of the ship. So you've got that really large lounge area. There's a dining table that you can dine on, beautiful large bathroom. But look at that balcony. It's like a terrace area right at the front. And then we have the owner's penthouse suite. 195 square meters, again, right at the front of the ship there. And with all of the panorama suites and penthouse suites, you do get a lot of extra amenities that you can have from being in our the Pinnacle Suites on Scenic Eclipse. Yes, I was silent just for that moment. Look. This is the private terrace with your own jacuzzi. I mean, I don't really need to say anything else about this one, do I really? You can really imagine yourself sitting there, especially when I'm going to start showing you some of the pictures from Antarctica. We do actually have a lot of people ask about a 2-bedroom suite. So you can make the owner's 1-bedroom suite with the spa suite, and it will make the 2-bedroom penthouse suite for you for that larger suite, or if you want to sell with your family or friends. So that is the oops, decided to go a little bit fast then. Sorry, you can tell it's live, can't you? So that is the we've looked at the dining, we've looked at the spa, the suites. Let's talk a little bit about the discovery and the expedition side of it now. So as I mentioned before, we have 3 different kind of like voyages that you can do: expedition, discovery, and cruise mode. Now, when you're looking at the expedition, it's deciding to keep going through quickly, isn't it? When you look at the discovery side of it, there's up to 20 expedition leaders on board. Now, I had the pleasure a couple of weeks ago to do a presentation with Jason Flesher, who is the Discovery Operations Manager and also the captain of the Scenic Eclipse, Captain James Griffiths. I used to work with him, so it was really good to present together. And the stories that they were telling, and also Jason himself telling about the expedition side of it and how the Scenic Eclipse really is magnificent and designed to come at in her own in the polar regions. It was really fascinating. But one of the things that Jason really said, he has got the best of the best on Scenic Eclipse. Everybody wanted to be on her, everybody wanted to sail on her. So you've got archaeologists, gemologists, glaciologists, naturalists. There's so many different kinds of experts in their field, and they all want to be with Scenic Eclipse, which is incredible. Of course, you've got the helicopter pilot and the submarine pilot as well. So as he was, we were talking about what it's like to experience Scenic Eclipse as a guest and how up close and personal that you get with all of the wildlife. We have zodiacs on board to be able to take you to do the different landings, kayaks. So there's a real, you can have, the reason why there's only 200 passengers, because you can only sort of do 100 passengers at a time when you do landings in the polar regions. he was just saying that you know how incredibly lucky you are and how exciting it is when all of the guides get their cameras out. And these are actually a couple of his pictures that he let me use to be able to show how incredible the scenery is and how amazing it is to experience it on Scenic Eclipse. So this is a really great picture here because it shows that, I mentioned earlier about how she's designed to be able to do the polar regions, and especially Antarctica. The ship has great speed to be able to sort of like go through all of the different weather fronts. She's got the stabilizers. They're zero motion stabilizers, which is a sort of pretty much first of its kind. So that helps with the rolling of the ship, and they're actually sort of like double sized, the kind of same size of the ocean, the oasis of the seas. But she's also got a GPS navigation system as well. So, and it's also helps to keep the ship still, so you don't have to drop anchor. So it's really great, and kind for the environment. But it's just how we explore. It's everything that we do to be able to give everybody this amazing experience. So it's the zodiacs, it's the kayaks, it's the paddle boards, and then when we do our Antarctica season next year, we've got extra as well. So helicopter excursions and different kind of excursions that you can do. And talking of helicopters, so we have got 2 incredible helicopters. And we were sort of like one of the first companies to be able to have these helicopters on board. We've got incredible pilots, and to be able to go and see this magnificent region by air, the feedback has just been amazing. It's something that I would absolutely love to do. Maybe one day, fingers crossed. There is an additional charge for the helicopter journeys. And then, so, we're looking at being able to see and experience this region from above the sea, so above the ship and below as well. So you can experience diving up to 300 meters on this incredible submarine called Neptune, Scenic Neptune. Love the name of it. You get great views in there. Just fantastic. And talking about exploration, being able to do it on every level above and below. There she is, look, just going back into her home. That's how you know that she lives on board. Now, this here is quite a story. So Captain Griffiths explained that he, just because of the ship, because of her hull, because of the length, because of the speed that she can do, and the design of her and how special she is, and he really knows because he's worked on many and many different exploration ships. I worked with him many years ago in Cunard on. So known him for a long time, and as he was explaining what Scenic Eclipse do, was just completely, I already knew it, but to hear it come from him was quite incredible. And this is the very first sailing that we went down to Antarctica, and it actually could go as far down as into the Weddell Sea. One of the first ship to ever do that and to do this. I mean, he literally went all the way down, and he explained it as literally parked right next to, that's just literally the ocean there, and you can't go any further because it's completely frozen. So they did all the tests, they went out, they made sure that, it was safe to go and walk on, and then they did it, and then unbeknown then they call it the big bird, and then the next thing you know, you got an emperor penguin come on and say hello, and then throughout the day they had another couple more as well. So it was something that's quite exquisite, and he explained that it was just because of the design of the ship that she could get down so far south. I mean, I just needed to put that picture in because, let's face it, we all need to have a smile on our faces at the moment, and why not these incredible pair of penguins? And then another one. It just goes to show that how incredible it would be to be able to explore all the way down Antarctica, South Georgia, the Falkland Islands. Absolutely amazing. And I think he just popped out to say hello, have his selfie done, have a photo with the Scenic Eclipse in the background. So just kind of told you a little bit about sort of like Scenic Eclipse, and just briefly onto the suites and the dining experiences. But you need to know where she's sailing to. So this is 2022 and 2023. We've released the brochure. It's all available, ready to book. You can download it. Martin will be able to give you loads more information about the brochure and the itineraries, etc. But in November this year, something quite magnificent is happening. It's a solar eclipse, and you will only be able to witness it from the Southern Ocean. So we are actually got an itinerary that where you can book to be able to witness this phenomenon. So, but from the polar region, so she always does, so November time she'll be doing the polar region, so Antarctica, Falkland Islands, South Georgia, and then she starts to sail east, and then she goes from Rio de Janeiro over to Lisbon, and where you can then experience the Mediterranean, France, Spain, Greece, the Aegean Sea, and then she will then start to sail up to the Northern Europe, the fjords, and then she'll start the Arctic season, which of course you get south for penguins, and then you get the Arctic for your polar bears, and to sail through Svalbard and all the archipelago there. Then she will go over from Iceland, Greenland, and something incredible, which is only can be done once a year, is the Northwest Passage. Then she's going to sail down to Alaska, western coast of the States, Latin America, and then she'll work her way back down, and she will then start doing the Antarctica season again. But something that new for 2023, I'm going to show you in just a moment, if I may. But first of all, that the Voyager mentioned earlier, the 23-day Antarctica, South Georgia and the Falkland Islands. This is the solar eclipse voyage, and this departs on the 20th of November 2021. That has to be special. And Jason has said he has the most amazing lineup of lectures available as well on this itinerary. Now, the 16-day Antarctica in-depth voyage, so this is the one that you will get to south in the Antarctic Peninsula. You fly from the UK, you stay overnight in Buenos Aires, you have an overnight stay, and then you sail down, then you fly down to Ushuaia, join Scenic Eclipse, and then you do that discovery voyage from there. But let's have a little look at what's new for 2023. We all need inspiration. We all need something to look forward to. So Scenic Eclipse will be sailing to Siberia and the Russian Arctic. You could also cross the legendary Northeast Passage. So as I mentioned, for 2022, she's doing the Northwest Passage, and then 2023, she's going to be doing the Northeast Passage. Literally just going over the top of the world. Japan, she will be doing 2 different itineraries in Japan. So this is one of the itineraries, the natural wonders of Japan. I'm only just literally giving you a brief taster here. As you know, I like to talk. And then we come to the end of me talking about the destinations, just to give you a little bit more information. First of all, book with confidence and a cruise with confidence. We've got a flexible booking policy which does enable you to change your travel plans up to 60 days prior to your cruise departure. We also have a complimentary deposit protection plan. Now, once you've booked with confidence, we want to be able you to feel that you will be able to cruise with confidence. And we're working very closely with with CLIA, with all of the different health agencies. And again, Captain James really did explain how meticulous and how incredible the policies will be in place on Scenic Eclipse, when it comes down to sort of like testing beforehand, everything that we'll be doing on board, but also even just the design of the ship. She's, ocean sailings anyway are really far forward with how we look after, how the industry looks after people, but the design when it comes to special coating and also the incredible HVAC system, where you're not going to be breathing in reused air. So again, I could talk about this all day. I won't. Listen to what you said earlier and keep it brief. So that's the book with confidence and the cruise with confidence. But now a couple of things to tell you about. So we've got on the early 2022 on a selection of itineraries for Antarctica. We've got a free one-way business class flight upgrade. That's actually coming to the end of that now, and that has to be booked by the 31st of March. We always believe in the door-to-door free private door-to-door chauffeur transfer, so you can have that within 75 miles of your airport. And then if you would like, we all like to have extra savings. So if you do want to book your cruise and then pay the balance 12 months ahead of time, we have got some fantastic super early bird offers where you can save up to 20%. But the most important one, and we just got at the end now, is it's for you. It's to say thank you to you all for watching, and I will be extending a special webinar exclusive for Martin's lovely anyone that wants to book for these lovely customers with an additional £250 per person, and you've got a very special show offer there to be able to use to book, which Martin will know. Martin, are you there? Over and out. Hello.
And so's Percy the Eclipse Penguin. Not as good as the real was, seeing a real
one. No, do you know what then? You made my heart go in my mouth. I was like, oh my word, I've been talking to myself for half an hour. There's no one there.
Wow. Oh, Wendi, I'm just going to put one comment up that I actually put up to, where's it gone? I'm going to ask this question first, and I must do. So, my hubby has asked.
I love that you're honest and you've just said my hubby has asked.
Well, you really can't get, when we both got the same name, Sandland-Owens, you can't really change it, can you? So he's asked, what would you say is not to be missed on the yacht, and would you have time to experience all of the yacht?
Say that again. Sorry, what would you say is not?
What would you say is not to be missed on the yacht?
Yeah,
I mean, I know what I'd say. I'd say the submarine and the helicopter. Yeah. You've got.
I think again, it depends where you are, isn't it? So for me, wherever you are in the world, she's just as incredibly and as comfortable in the Caribbean as she is in the Mediterranean. How often do you get to explore in a submarine, diving down 300 meters, or how often do you get to see it from a helicopter as well? So there's those.
So see it from the sea, see it from up above, and see it down below.
Saw from above, dive from below, and experience all of and it's all included. Apart, the helicopter and the submarine is separate, but all of the excursions are in. They're all included when you're sort of through the Caribbean, the Mediterranean, or the Arctic. You've got a more of a selection, which is fantastic. But for me, I want to experience all of the food. I want to eat a different night in a different venue.
That's amazing, though, to be able to do that. It really is. And
I like to think he's planning something for you here that he's asked that question.
Well, not to drop hints about as subtle as a brick coming through a window, but I did just put that back to him. It's 3 years' time, hubby. You've got time to save.
He's got plenty of time. Oh, on sale for 2023. So maybe just dropping that in there for you.
Hang on, I'm 47 this year. 48. No, it'll be 2024.
Okay.
Right.
Watch this space then.
Listen, the amount of cruises are on sale for 2022, 2023 now. I've never known it in the industry to have so much choice out there and so far in advance, which is great. Anyways,
you know what? The choice is incredible, isn't it? And it's just to keep inspiring. We want people to be able to be inspired.
That's what it's about at the moment, is just inspiring what you could do.
Yes.
I mean, this for me would be a bucket list to go on a yacht. Now, if you've been watching, I think it's on Channel 4 or Channel 5, they've got a program on called Below Decks. I don't know if you've seen it, Wendi.
Do you know what? I know about it, but I haven't watched it because that's what I used to work on the ships, didn't I? So I think if I watched it, I'd be like, oh, that's it now, I'm going.
it's an amazing program. You've got this few people talking about they work on this ship. Obviously, they're actors and been put there, but it's just amazing these yachts that they have, and they're sailing around the Mediterranean at the moment. Last season it was the Caribbean, but it's just amazing. It's just seeing this yacht pulling into these ports, and that's what this experience would be like, is going on that kind of a ship rather than these huge cruise ships.
Do you know what? You've literally hit the nail on the head there, because Glenn Moroney, so our owner, and he was inspired so much. You know, he's a real innovator, and he started with the burst on the Great Ocean Road, and then he was actually inspired by all of these incredible luxury super yachts that he used to see coming into the harbours in Australia. But he was like, wow, I'd love to be able to do something like that, but without the millionaire prices on it for customers to be able to experience. So absolutely so true.
Well, Glenn's done all the designing, and hasn't his wife done all the interiors?
And that's the same that's the same throughout as well. So, you know, if we look back to when Scenic in 2008, he used to charter the ships first of all, like the river ships, and then he was like, you know what, yes, this is great, and the river industry is really just starting to take off, but he wanted more space, he wanted more luxury, he wanted larger suites, he wanted more dining experiences, he wanted everything to be really exquisite. So then they were like, well, okay, well, we'll just go and build some. So he's very involved in all of the design, and then Karen, his wife, absolutely, she does all of the interiors, and that's the same throughout. So whether it's on the river ships or on Scenic Eclipse, you can really tell beautifully.
I think it's great, because when it was being designed, it got delayed because they didn't like some of the stuff that they were putting on, did they? So they redesigned it again to make sure it was right for exactly.
And that's why it was, and that's why, you know, also what we did with sort of like, you know, the bar area on deck 10, we've had the opportunity now, while she's been having a little rest in Croatia, to be able to do that, and to be able, you know, to look at it and to be able to put these things on. But I tell you, Martin, as well, what I forgot to mention, that we have got some great videos. So if anybody gets in touch with you and wants to sort of have some videos, I can send them to you for your socials, because we tend to not use videos when we do this, because, you know, they can pause and things. So, well, we've got some fantastic ones where shows you sort of like the interiors, and we've got some little short snippets that talk about the dining experiences and interviews with the captains. They can say it a lot better than I can.
So we've got a couple of comments saying it looks amazing. One question that's come from Jade is, do you offer kids clubs?
No,
we don't that type of ship, is it? It's more.
No, we don't. You know, we don't. Unfortunately, we don't say no. We don't have any interconnecting suites, and we don't have any suites that take any more than 2 baths. Apart from, we showed you the incredible suite where you can have the 2-bedroom suite, which would be the owner's suite and the spa suite. No, but we don't. It is. We do take. Over the 8, no, I'd have to check that for you. I'm not going to tell you something and it being correct. So thinking we do accept over the age of 12, but again, let me come back to you on that one, because I do just want to make sure it's the same. I wouldn't want to give you the wrong information, but it's not designed for any children entertainment.
Brilliant. And one question that I got asked prior to the show, and also Jade's asked it as well, was, do you always get a stopover in a hotel before you board the boat? Is that on every itinerary, or only on like the Antarctic?
No, that's on all of the Scenic Eclipse itineraries. Yeah, wow. It's all part of it, because on all of them. Amazing. So when, you know, even if you're flying up and you're doing sort of the Arctic, you'll have a night in a hotel, and then you might have to then travel the following morning up somewhere. So you'll always have an overnight stay. It's a luxury holiday. We're going to, you know, we're starting it off with a door-to-door chauffeur-driven transfers. Then we're going to take you for an overnight stay.
Brilliant. I've got a question. Do you serve escargot? Because on every cruise, I've got to have escargot in the French.
Oh, well, do you know what? Anything for you. In Lumiere, in our French. I mean, they all look incredible, don't they? But the French restaurant.
Definitely, I'd be on for that one. So, Jade says she loves sushi, so she'd be well in on that.
Oh, she'd be very happy on the teppanyaki, and she'd be very happy, in Coco's, your authentic Asian fusion restaurant.
Okay. Another question that was submitted was, is the disability accommodation on board? Or is it because of the destinations, is it not really suitable for people who would have disabilities?
No, this is always a real tricky one, isn't it? Because you can always stay on board the ship and you can always experience the different lounges and the bars. But for example, you wouldn't, the Antarctica region, a lot of it is wet landings and dry landings into the zodiacs. So you wouldn't experience, you'd have to sort of experience that from the ship itself. But yeah, for the other parts of the world, you always have to just take into consideration the embarkation and the disembarkation. But I can send you some more information on that than you can send.
I would say if anybody does want to talk to us about it, just give me a call.
Absolutely.
If I don't know the answer, Wendy will find it out for me without a doubt. And I think it depends, it's individual person's needs, isn't it?
Absolutely. And we will always look at that. We will always, be able to look at that.
Brilliant. Cheryl's asked, do your voyages adapt to weather changes, i.e. would the itineraries change dependent on weather?
So when, especially in the polar regions, so especially in Antarctica, this is going to sound so naive. So when I first started, I'm really lucky. I feel very enriched from traveling the world on the different cruise ships. But I got the itineraries out and, I was preparing for my interview and I was like, oh, I really want to wow them on this. And I opened up the brochure and I was like, oh, it just says Antarctica, 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 Antarctica. I was like, where's the itineraries? How do you know how long you're going to stay in port for? And that's because they keep it really fluid. So they will go where the weather is, they will go, where the wildlife is, and they'll experience it all in that region. So yes, for that, it's fluid. And the same in the Arctic Peninsula as well. They'll just sort of say, we'll be there from that area. And the captains and the deck officers and all of the discovery team, they know what they're looking for. So the ship's, it's designed to be able to go through the different weather conditions. But they keep them fluid. When it comes down to things like, the Caribbean and Norway, unfortunately, if things happen, they might have to, to change the itinerary, but we hope that doesn't happen.
I hope that answers your question, Cheryl, and thanks.
Sorry, I felt like I waffled a little bit there, but sort of like, yes, when it comes to the sort of like polar regions, but yeah, we'll all I will ever say is that the ship and then the guests and the crew will always, safety is always the highest priority, so we'll always take that first.
Okay, George J. Paul. I wouldn't want to get off the ship in Antarctica. I hate the snow. It's a different snow.
I tell you what, I recommend you go to the Caribbean then. Me too. I'll be there with you, Jade.
You see, I'd love to go to Antarctica. But I think when people see snow and things, they think of snow over here, don't they?
Yes.
And it's totally different over there. It's a different atmosphere.
I haven't been down to the Antarctic Peninsula yet, but I have been up to Svalbard and like Tromsø and Norway. And I'm an asthmatic, and the air there is the cleanest, freshest air that I've ever experienced. Yes, it is going to be cold, when you're in that, sort of like those regions. But what do they say about the Baltic? The Baltic can be freezing, but in the summer, it can be hot.
Yeah, but I think the good thing is, though, is you provide all the clothing for everybody, and you've got the wet room, haven't you, there to get changed?
Absolutely, yeah. We will put on the certain polar Antarctica voyages. You'll have these incredible big Scenic Eclipse coats as well, which are yours to be able to take home with you. So we'll give you, you'll have all the clothing. And then there's guides on what we recommend that you take and you pack light. And there's an incredible mud room where they call it a mud room. I was like, oh, is this part of the spa? Like a Zoom? They were like, no, Ren, this is where you get changed, and and it's all magically climate controlled as well.
Wow.
So,
I mean, you
don't have to get off though. You can stay on board. I mean, you saw some of those views. So if Jade wanted to experience it, I would be with her maybe in the lounge having a nice coffee or a glass of something special, witnessing those incredible views.
I'd probably go with a glass of something special. I can't see you with a coffee.
Well, I've got a coffee now.
Oh, have you?
I do like both, you know.
Well, I'm on juice, on squash.
And squish.
But I mean, just that you've got the kayak, the kayak, is it the kayaks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you've got kayaks you can go on. It's just an amazing way to see other parts of the world and regions where you've always wished to go to, and to go on a super yacht, all inclusive, where you've not got to pay anything extra apart from the submarine and the helicopter. Yeah. What more could you ask for?
I know.
You know,
it's just, for me, it has everything that you would want to experience. So it's got the most incredible ship that is so technologically advanced to be able to sail to those regions. But it's got, if you just want to do sort of the Caribbean, the Mediterranean, the Greek islands, it's also got incredible open deck space and vitality pool. It's got all of the dining experiences. If you're a foodie and you just wanted to go and experience all of the different lumiere and all of the different dining experiences, you can do, and it's all included. You can go to somewhere different for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I think when Jason was talking about how all of the discovery leaders completely bring it to life, they're the absolute experts. They do, whether it's, you know, there's still discovery leaders on the cruises as well, and they're giving you the best of their knowledge.
Oh, do you know what?
It's all included.
It's all included, and I hope the hubby is now sat there going, I'm going to have to work till I'm how old to pay for this?
Me too. I'm going to have to pay for myself.
Remember, hubby, I will be wanting a suite, the top suite on the ship.
You will be wanting the owner's 1-bedroom suite, and then if I can come along and be in the spa suite.
Oh yeah, that's it. I mean,
it'd be nice of him.
I am sold on it. I really am, and I mean, well, I know we haven't touched on prices or anything this evening. We've got the 250 off. But while you were talking, I did just have a little look just to see, you know, what's out there. And there's one in May 2022, which I thought was great. Rome to Athens, and you've got the 10% off on that date, you know, which is over £500 off plus our discount. It's an amazing deal. You know, you're looking at, you know, to be honest, it's a super yacht. It's 6-star. It's ultra all inclusive. So it's not going to be the cheapest thing out there. But I looked and thought for about 5,600, 5,700.
I think when you look at everything you get, like you say, you know, when you're actually looking in, not that we ever compare ourselves, when you look in comparison to some others where you may just be having a 2-week sort of Mediterranean cruise, it is exceptional.
I'm sold. I'm sold. I really am. It's just, I was sold when we spoke about it years ago when it was first being built. And I believe, am I right in saying that there's another one on the way, another super yacht being built?
Well, all I will say is that, you know, we are innovating. We will keep adding to our fleet of Scenic Eclipses. Watch this space.
Oh, amazing. Cheryl's just put back. The sub is a wow. The Polar looks a must. It does it. That submarine, 300 meters going down, being right in the sea with all the fish, the mammals, and
I've actually seen some quite incredible pictures of sort of like, you know, what you can see. Just a massive wow. And the chairs, they rotate, so you know, you can get all of the angles. Yeah, it was really, really, really special.
Is it, how many does it seat? Is it
6?
Yeah, I thought
6.
It was. Yeah. So I mean, 6 of you in there. That's like private.
And 7 with the pilot, but you know, you can't drive, so 6.
We could kick him out. Well, no, better not. He needs to get us back up, doesn't he?
Yeah, we kind of like, he needs to get us back.
I just think that sort of experience is a once in a lifetime. It is it's not something you do on every cruise around the Med or anything like that. It is that once in a lifetime. Tick a bucket list and go, do you know what? I've not been on holiday for 18 months, 2 years. Most people spend 1,500 to 2,000. You could do this, you know what I mean, and just have the time of your life. You really want to be like royalty. It's like being royalty, a VIP, a star, you know.
Yeah, and that's exactly what, as I said to you earlier, and sort of Glenn, what he wanted and what his design was and what he envisaged is, I've done it myself. Like, I love to holiday in the south of France in Paris de la Mer, and I've been to Saint Tropez, I've been to Monaco, and I've stood there and gone, wow, look at that, that's amazing. I've walked past it, I've imagined myself on there, I've took the selfie, I've kind of pretended I'm there, and this is how I yeah. And this is how I felt when I saw Scenic Eclipse in Rotterdam for the first time. To see this amazing sort of like, inspired by the lines of a luxury super yacht, and to know how incredible she is when it's with the design of it, and the polar rating and everything else that I get excited about, and all the pods, so it, how it maneuvers and everything. Just like, wow, but not at a millionaire's price, and that's exactly what Glenn wanted to achieve.
I think he has done, and I just think, I mean, I'm sold. Cheryl's sold as well.
I'm sold. Can we all go?
Yeah, James was saying like it is like being royalty. So
yeah, we all need a little bit of that, don't we?
I think, do you know what? After the last 12 months or so, and by the time we all get to travel, I think a little bit of pampering, being able to go in the spa, bucket list, tick it off, do amazing trips, see amazing wildlife and fauna, and amazing destinations and places that the biggest ships can't go into because this is a smaller yacht.
Absolutely.
Yeah? You're going to get into those places and have a fabulous time.
Yeah.
Well, we've come to where we're nearly the end. I don't think I'll have a quick look, just check we haven't missed anybody. Which I don't
and thank you for everybody for the questions and comments. And if there is something that I haven't answered, I know you'll let me know.
Well, that's it, and that's what I'm here for, guys. It's just give me a call. You'll get looked after. Our service, like Scenic service, the customer care comes first, and you're looked after.
Right.
So it's like a partnership in bed. You'll be looked after from getting a quote till when you come back and book your next trip. Right the way through. Guys, it's been a fantastic evening this evening. I'm glad that our Wendy's come on and we've had a good little catch up.
Thank you for having me. I really tried to do it short as well, but I'll get too excited. What can I say?
Percy's here and he said hi and he's enjoyed it too. That is a proper Scenic Eclipse penguin, Is
it Elliot?
It's Elliot the penguin. I couldn't remember.
I should have got mine out. Yeah, Elliot.
I remember when he came out. So, but guys, as always, the number. It's 0161 735 0112. Give me a call or drop me a message on Facebook, or you've got my email on there as well. We can talk you through all the different itineraries, the different cabin grades, and we'll get you a most wonderful and amazing once-in-a-lifetime trip with Wendi, and she'll make sure you're looked after as well. We hope you've enjoyed the show this evening. As always, we are back 3 times a week now.
What day are we on?
I always say that, but I shouldn't say it because if people watch it on catch up, it could be a Sunday. And if I say tomorrow, they might tune in on a Monday. We haven't got a show. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every week, we've got amazing partners that are coming through. And April, just to give you a heads up, April is our destination month, and we've got some amazing destinations and partners coming in, including the fabulous Wendi. So we will have Wendi back soon. Guys, it's been a pleasure this evening. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget to click subscribe on YouTube and make sure you keep up with us all. And we'll say bye-bye for now. Bye.
Bye for now. See you next month.
I think